Against this right back, Charlie.
Hi people, Deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Is the mic working? Yes, it is. So apologies for that. I just need to make sure. From one clutch left back to another, I hope you're all doing well and safe, people. Now, obviously, we're going to get into Kieran Tierney. Apparently, he'll sign a 5-year deal imminently. Spoiler alert, Chris Wheatley, all them dons in this morning who tweeted that it's imminent, they've all magically deleted something. Maybe they've been told to hold fire or whatnot, people. But nonetheless, people, Deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're doing well and safe. I hope you're, in good spirits wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Spoiler alert. Hey, I see what you try to do. And I read your comments. I specifically made sure I did not start that intro like that, man. It's all banter, it's all entertainment. But a man said, are we live? We're live. I don't say what's up, people, but what's up, people? It's Deluded here. Hope you're all doing great from wherever you are. But you don't quite have the jingle to it. Ain't quite got the sauce to it. But shout out you, man. You're making me sound a bit posher, bro. Whenever I said what's up, man said what's up, bro. Like I'm a Fed and I'm trying to be you know what it is? It's like I'm a Sid and I'm trying to infiltrate a drug dealer and I'm saying things like what's up and them cool quirky words. You don't rate me at all, blood. Anyways, man, I hope you're doing well and safe. Hey, live from Planet X, you joining in with that madness as well. I just said that. You lot doing me dirty, bro. Man is saying I woke up or violence. You man woke up. I just had my breakfast. And you lot are sending for, man. I ain't even had a coffee or anything, man. It's all love. It's all entertainment. I know it's all from love. TB has said, would love for it to be a 5-year extension. I can't lie. Same. What, he's 25. Commit him until he's 30. Obviously, within that 5-year period, if Kieran Tierney keeps developing, obviously he'll get an improved contract. And realistically, if I'm 25, by now till 30, that's probably 25, 26 to 30. That's your best optimal years in terms of earning. And if I'm him, yeah, listen, do I think Tierney is money motivated? As you know, everybody has money. Everyone's got money on their mind. Everyone wants to do it. But do I think that's the primary driver? No. You can tell by the way, first and foremost, he's Scottish. So, me, I always think the Scotsmen speak with a degree of honesty, and I like that. You can tell he's not big time. You can tell stability and values are things he's been brought up with, and they're reflecting him. So obviously he's money is a thing, but he won't do that. And for me to confirm Tierney's contract, allegedly, if it was to happen, people, it would be amazing. Obviously, I see him as the captain. Happy birthday to Aubameyang and Martinelli. Commiserations to Martinelli for whatever reason he's not in the Brazil Olympic squad. Obviously, that's good for Arsenal. Again, we don't know why he could have been, it's not the Olympic football, I believe, isn't an official FIFA recognized thing. So the clubs are not under obligation to release anybody, really. Obviously, clubs want to have a good relation with their players and things, so they let them go. But what my point of saying that is to say, I don't know if Martinelli, if he's just not been picked, if it's an injury thing, if there's better options, if Arsenal have said you can't go, I don't know. And it would be a bit funny if they let Gabriel go and not Martinelli. So I'm inclined to believe it's selection purposes. And commiserations to Martinelli. You can tell he wants to do well for Brazil. You wouldn't want to play at the Olympics. At the end of the day, any athlete that can say they've participated at the Olympics, bro, not many athletes in any profession can say that. So we'll have to see what happens. But obviously, Tierney is the future of this football club, in my opinion. He's the future. He's the present right now. He gets it. He gets it. I want us to build it around him in the sense of him, Gabriel, the rest of him. 5-year deal. He plays the way he trains. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Do we need to say anything more other than that? Tierney deserves this deal. It's well deserved, and fair play to the club. We haven't done that too many times, but if we're looking to sort out, to be fair to you, Saka went to the wire, so did Balogun, but we completed their moves. We did give Martinelli a new deal last year. Smith Rowe, there's been a lot of talk in relation to him getting a new deal, and you can't go off Instagram messages and stuff, but is it any coincidence we've heard the man wants to stay at Arsenal? There was Aston Villa bid rejected, and all of a sudden Arsenal's Instagram page about like 3 different videos are all dedicated to Smith Rowe, so that might tell you something. But anyways, you know, to tie down Saka, to tie down Smith Rowe, to potentially tie down Tierney, you know, these guys that are going to be part of the future. I mean, it's welcome. And, you know, contracts are a necessary part. I always look at Liverpool. Again, any Liverpool fans can chat to me and update me, but it just seems like the same man is getting like 5 different contracts at Liverpool. And I rate that because they recognize stability. As much as you need to bring in new players, you need to keep your players. You need, you know, you know, in a business world of word, I'm sure none of these clubs want to give their players more wages, but they have to recognize that and keep people happy and obviously do these sort of things. So I want to see that. And fundamentally, Tierney deserves it, innit? You know, I don't think Tierney's top 5 highest earners at Arsenal. And again, I think there's something wrong with that. Again, there's nothing wrong with him trying to demand more money. But in relation to Tierney, you know, who doesn't want Tierney to sign a new deal, people? I need to find some, you know, I need to find something online. As you lot can see here, people, we know a few weeks ago we did allegedly start talks and whatnot. And to be honest with you, in relation to signing it imminently, the man's playing today for Scotland. The man's at the Euros again. If it really is a case of just dotting an I and crossing a T, then you would say, Tierney or his advisors would say, either we do this before or let my client go off, you know, do his thing in the Euros, either have his holiday, and then when it's time to come back in July, it's business as usual, we'll sign the deal. I like where it is because the man's got 3 years left on his deal. Within the next year, we'd have to make a decision. As you can see here, people, please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. 200 is the target. Obviously, this is my first of 4 live streams because I'm going to do Sweden versus Slovakia. Then obviously it's Croatia versus Czech Republic. Then obviously it's England versus Scotland in relation to Tierney, and he's actually been training. So watch along, content galore, man. I'll drop the links in a second. Please make sure you're all there. Shameless plug, but you can get the Sweden one right now, really and truly. Shout out to you guys. In fact, this ain't nothing to do with me. This is my thing. Let's go. You know, shout out to the screening on the thumbnail. Big up the one person who's hit the like button. You lot are doing me dirty. Whoever you are, I hope you have a blessed life, man. I hope you become rich, man, because you're a cool guy. I rate that. I respect you for that. And thank you very much for such. But without the shameless plug, and as you lot can see here, Tierney agrees 5-year deal. Now, that's great. He's 5. We've got him until he's 30. Obviously, in an ideal world, from a business point of view, you want him to be happy with that 5-year deal. Then when he gets to 30, give him a next deal for 2 years or so. And then by the time he's 32, you probably want to try something new. Or maybe within that period of signing this new deal, he'd want to try something new. But it's all about being able to speak from a position of strength. Too many times, Arsenal haven't got a leg to stand on if players want to stay or go. So I'm happy to see it, really and truly. You know, I want to see us, you know, as much as I'm happy about this Tierney one, I do think we need to decide the futures of what we're doing with Lacazette, El Nene, Callum Chambers, and these sorts in particular, because we hear they're staying, we hear they're going. Like I've said, people, there's not really much to say. I'm happy, you know, Tierney's one of the best signings we've made of the Emirates era. He's one of the best signings of recent, one of the most consistent players, you know. Talks when he needs to talk, shuts up and does the talking on the pitch more time, you know, calls things as they are. Like I said, man, if we had a lot more, I think if we had a couple more Scottish and Irish players, you would see a lot of change, man, because them and they are honest, them and they are honest workers, them and they are not big time Charlies, them, especially in relation to the Scottish in football. You know, I find myself all the time agreeing with Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, Ali McCoist the other day, Gordon Strachan, even though obviously I'm not saying I agree with everything, but I just feel a lot of the time they say a lot of truthful things. I don't know if all the media dons have been briefed to not talk about this because, as I said, it's been deleted on one Twitter don's account. I've clicked on 101 goals because they're the only one that's speaking about this thing. And then look, people, so I don't know what's changed there. I don't know what's happened there and things like that. But if we go back, you know, well, this ain't an official thing, but if we go back, people, you know, it would, you know, a week ago, apparently Arsenal did open contract talks and are confident another key player will sign a deal. I don't know who the next key player is, but, you know, in a day and age where let's be real, Arsenal have, as much as we can, Rob, Ashley Cole's drawing him out, man. Boying him for no reason. But anyways, in a day and age where Arsenal have mismanaged and we haven't seen too much value for money, you know, 25 million, it looks too cheap. And, you know, the one big fear is if Arsenal don't get a move on the Tierneys, the Sakas, these sort of players, they'll say, you know what, I've only got one life and one career to live. I have to keep it moving and try other things, people. So it's lovely, man. Apparently, he still has 3 years left on his remaining deal, but Arsenal are keen to offer the 24-year-old a new contract, one that reflects his standing in the current squad. I don't know how accurate information is, people, but if we say Arsenal's wages, you know, let's just say something like that. maybe it all maybe something comes up again. I don't know the updates on this, but look at it, people. Where's Kieran Tierney? Bro, Tierney's earning less, bro. I'm not being funny, shout out Martinelli, but there should be no world, if this is true, that Tierney's earning less than Martinelli. Definitely away from Martinelli, because you know Martinelli's thing is probably with inflation and the years ahead, like he will get a new deal himself. But if you look at it, people, obviously he's 20 years of age. You got to look after them, boy. They're really in it. Marie, how Marie's managed. You know, some more time it comes down to your advisors, in it. Like Kolasinac found a way to get 100 bags at this club, in it. So, like I say in life, like the transfer window, it's what you can finesse. It's what you can jug out of here. It's what you can get. You know, you're only as good as your hustle, really and truly. So there's a bit of that. But at the same time, Tierney shouldn't be there. Not that I'm someone who talks about wages and what next man the people are earning and all those sort of things. But Tierney should at least be in the top 5. You need to deal with what you're dealing with Lacazette. Has he justified those wages, his price tag or whatever? I'm not saying Lacazette's been a bad player. He's been great for Arsenal. But is he been the talisman quite of this club? He's been someone that can be utilised, but not quite that. I don't listen. The less said on William, the better. You lot will make me turn off this live stream. You know, the only time I want to speak about Mr. William De Silva is when he leaves the club. He talked about, I want to play in World Cup. I want to play in Copa America. I want to play in Champions League. Haven't seen a damn thing in those performances for this glorious football club, or once glorious football club last year. The quicker you go, the better. Get out of it. Partey was expected. He's just joined. You know, at least he's getting compensated for the F3 that he's joined. The Bamian big boy contract and things like that. Pepe was a big signing. Brother Bellerin, it tells you this is further supporting mediocrity. Kolasinac further supported. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, rewarding failure, really and truly. You know, Torreira, your hustle ain't that good. Callum Chambers is raw. Callum Chambers, you're earning a little band, 50k a week. Shout out to you. How Suarez is on 75, I don't know, people. But yeah, man, obviously within the future or in the next couple of years, you know, Gabriel will probably sign an extended deal or an improved deal, better yet. You know, Eddie's been offered one for different reasons to go out and go out on loan and things. If Guendouzi and Arteta bless the beef, then I don't even know if you can see this. Let me zoom in. If Arteta and Guendouzi bless the beef, then it wouldn't be a thing. One report says Saliba's staying in the next goals. He'll probably be in line for a new deal. But, you know, the Tierneys, the Gabriels, you know, the Smith Rose, hopefully he signs a new deal. You know, potentially even Joe will look Saka without saying, you know, these are the guys that you want to build around. You know, Saka, you know, arguably, you know, he's within the next 12 months, he's probably going to get a new deal. Are you telling me I got called up by England now? You know, I've got Euros. If I carry on with what I'm doing last year, I need a big boy contract as well. And this is what Arsenal need to do. Hopefully with Richard Garlick, we understand this, because on a piece of paper, we should be looking at, we need to deal with contracts that need to be dealt with now, 2023 on the agenda. And there should also be another section that says, you know, who's playing well, whose contracts do we think about, and you rewarded it. And obviously they're trying to build a quote-unquote culture by tying down Tierney. You know, Holding has signed an improved deal. You know, Callum Chambers has a year left on his lights. You know, Joe Willock, based on how he played for Newcastle, to protect our resale value and all these things, it would make 100% sense to give him a new deal. But like I said, all options are probably on the table with Joe, to leave permanently, to come back to this football club, to go out on loan again. All of them things there are there, man. It is what it is, people, and whatnot. I mean, we can humor ourselves with some of these reports as well. But yeah, man, in relation to Tierney, you know, hopefully he signs a new deal. Like I said, I'm disappointed for you guys, because obviously, you know, somebody's really, I don't know, all the journalist dons have deleted what they're saying, in it, people. So it is what it is in relation to that. I mean, I can't think there's anyone that wants to sell Kieran Tierney, and if you do, I would say stop smoking Skittles, man, because it's not right. And like I said, we love Tierney. He wears his heart on his sleeve. The only problem with Tierney is obviously injury issues and things like that. You know, it's a bit like how Wilshere used to play for other things. You know, when them man there don't pull out of any challenges and stuff, part and parcel is going to be the injuries. And I think some of Tierney's injuries have been unfortunate. Like he bust his shoulder one game. I'm sure there was another sort of freak one like that as well. Of course, he's had the typical injuries that have us concerned, but some of it has been as a result of combat and just his combative approach. Obviously, people staying on with Tierney, there's 160 of you locked in, 200 to target. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. It doesn't cost a thing. But like I was saying, people staying on task with fullbacks and whatnot. I'm pretty sure we thought, you know, rumors of Ryan Bertrand were dead. Now, I think Ryan Bertrand would be an okay signing, you know, but again, it doesn't look good. It looks like, I'm not saying him, but in what we're doing, it looks like people just coming for a payday, happy to stay in London. We hear since he's played for Southampton, he's lived in London. So, you know, we don't really know what he's on and things like that. So we'll have to see. But I believe the Twitter account, well, AFC Bell has been speaking, you know. Apparently, Arsenal and Ryan Bertrand's camp talks are deadlocked. Was it deadlocked? Wasn't he supposed to be going Leicester? Arsenal Bell's information indicates that the club has tactically ended its interest in the player. As mentioned earlier, the club was in parallel talks with an alternative option with whom have not disclosed that is understood to be younger and represents an option for the future. And I'm happy for that. You know, again, pardon me, Google Translate might be doing me dirty, but that's what you should be doing. Get a young guy that can that, you know, that isn't necessarily in his prime yet, that long term can challenge Tierney or can challenge Tierney right now. You know, because I don't think Tierney will ever stagnate, but we need to stop giving players divine rights in the team. There might even come a point where Liverpool might sign someone that might not necessarily be better than Robertson or Trent, but people that can keep everyone on their toes. If everybody's on their toes, it's good. So I would like somebody younger because obviously it ties in with what we're doing. You know, you can't have a Aubameyang, Lacazette. You try to give David Luiz a new deal. Then you'd bring in Bertrand. You've got Cedric already tied down past his 30s. You know, Willian technically could be the same. It doesn't look good. And, you know, it's a waste of wages, really, because there's no longevity. I can talk about experience and all these things. And for what it's worth, I think Ryan Bertrand has good mentality, but it's not. It's just a cheap signing. No disrespect to him. It's just taking shortcuts. And when you do things like this, for me, it means you're gonna have to, you know, go the long road. Because how many times have we tried to penny pinch for centre halves or cut corners with centre halves, and we're still to this day in 2021 speaking about a centre half? Like I would love to know how many years we've actually year on year we've signed a centre half or been speaking about one. It'd be interesting. But that's that in relation to obviously that apparently the press giant David Ornstein and Chris Wheatley previously touched on the point of Arsenal targeting a young option in the left back field, which was confirmed to us today. Salute to them for what they posted before everybody else. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them, really and truly. Yeah. So yeah, man, I'll try to find some reports later, but yeah. I mean, you got some havoc, bro, man. Don't want to see these guys, bro. I hate these fake in the nose, man. I have to just block that. Come off my thing, man. Anyways, people. So that's that in relation to Ryan Bertrand. That's that in relation to Kieran Tierney. Ryan Bertrand talks SKOOL. I'll leave it as that. What are you lot saying? Because my manners have been appalling, people. What are you guys saying, man? I see a couple of you. CFC's finest. I hope you're doing well, broski. I hope you're doing well, Kane. Zanji, big up yourself. Toby, come on, man. Steve, I hope you're doing well. AM, live from Planet X. I'll reload your comment. I appreciate all you guys, man. I really do appreciate it, man. A man said, honestly, what I do for 50k a week, brother, I do a lot. No funny business, but I would do a lot for 50 bags a week. It must be lovely. Imagine it, man, 50 bags a week, you know. 50 bags a week. Some man, well, I'll be happy to make 50 bags a year. 50 bags a week, excluded. Well, obviously, without talking about tax and them things. Bloody hell. I'd be in Selfridges every week. I'd be in, what's that? Is it Sexy Fish? One of them places I've never been to that the madam always snapping in that. I'd be in all of that, man. I see one of you talk about my opinions on the fixtures and that lot next season. I talked about it on a previous stream, but a shameless plug, people. I'll drop the link. Not James, it weren't James, it was Adrian. Here you go, bro. I've dropped the link in the live chat. So obviously, shameless plug for my extended thoughts on the fixtures. You know, you've got, I think that's about 20 minutes of such, man. Hopefully I give you what you want there, man. Killing two birds with one stone. If you guys give me a young second, people, I have to stay on task with shameless plugging, and we've got hella Euro information and live streams to come. So if I share my screen with you lot once again, add to the stream. What's going on? So yeah, like you can see, folks, we've got England. That will be the last game of today. So make sure you're taking in that one. If you can't even be there, hit the like button, do what you can for the DG engagements. We've got Sweden, Slovakia next, really, after this live stream. And then we've got Croatia. You know, so it's going to be a jam-packed day. Tomorrow we go again. There's some tasty games in there, obviously. Nothing quite as tasty as the DG merchandise. Make sure you're having a butchers of that. We're going to get into Sheffield United or whatever, the Ramsdale business in a sec. But Adrian and everyone else, hopefully I've given you lot something, man. Exactly. Scottish players are not wrapped in cotton wool, man. They're not. And you know what I think, yeah? I don't know what it is in Scotland, but I think it takes a lot for Scottish players to get rated. Like, Tierney's always been a baller in my eyes, but when you look at his life, you see he's been released and stuff like that. Obviously, Andy Robertson had a bit of tragedy and whatnot. So when the man there get a little bit of shine, they grab it with both hands. They know what it means to, you know, to be eating baked beans and they know what it means. Like, they really understand it, and they haven't forgot where they once were. I think it's too easy for other counterparts. So, you know, you always have an appreciation for that, man. Heart on the sleeves. That's what we need, man. That's what we need, man. That's what we need. I appreciate you lot coming in on a daily, Matt. Without you lot, it's a myth. A man said you are special. I would love to be special, my guy. I'm just an honest football fan, you know, working hard, and maybe one day I'll be worthy of that praise. But right now, it's a myth. But apart from Souness is just, bro, Souness is just a moaner, bro. Like, yeah, man, he's just a moaner, man. Like my guy has said, my guy, big up yourself. You, man, make sure you're hitting the likes. It's free. Big up yourself, Kieran, man. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. You lot are gassing me. You lot make it worthwhile. The grind can never stop, broski. The grind stops, you might as well stop living, man. Big up DG. Love the content. Smash the like. Come on, man. Emmanuel said, big up, bro. Kieran Tierney is a captain for me. He leads something Oba don't have. He hardly talks to the players when we're down. Emmanuel, I'm going to have to stop you there because I've been at the Emirates and I've spoken to people and I've seen it with my own eyes. As much as I agree with you, I feel Tierney is the captain. I think that's wrong about Aubameyang. He might not be the captain. For me, he's not. He is captain material. He's not my captain material. You do see Aubameyang demanding more. You do see him swearing and carrying on. It's not the whole traditional Tierney thing what we like, but 100% he does. I can assure you. I wish I could expand more. He actually does a lot more behind the scenes than people give him credit for. But again, can only comment on what we see. You know, I know what you mean. Aubameyang, you know, he's not rolling up his sleeves and them things there, but I have to give him credit and for what I've heard and what I've seen personally. But I agree with you. Tierney's the guy for me, really and truly, because when the tough gets going, he gets going, innit? Tierney's probably my favourite Arsenal player in a very long time. His ability to stay healthy for 78% of the season is quite concerning, though. Need a reliable backup. Facts. Oh, is Tierney my favourite? He's up there. He's up there. In no order, you know. I know certain things happen, but I would say what? I think you lot are being disloyal, innit? Like, Aubameyang is still up there for man. Saka, the golden boy. Smith Rowe, the golden boy. You know. Big fan of Martinelli as well. Tierney's defo there. Ozil Santi Cazorla be there for me. He turned pagan, but you can't not love Alexis Sanchez, man. Going to the Emirates week in, week out. That guy was a real, like, you just knew he was going to set things. I think Arsenal miss having a talisman like that, man. I think Gabby wanted to stay with Arsenal for pre-season. That might be a change of heart, but at the same time, broski, did we not hear Martinelli say, I want to go, I want to go? So maybe he has changed his mind, but again, I don't know, man. Really don't know, man. Talks are broken down with Gattuso, bro. Madman. Big up Mr. Adliv 23. If you don't hit the like button, you're going to get an unexpected high bill. Trust me. And in these times where we all have to watch our pennies, you don't want that. You're going to get a high bill. For the youths, them that, you know, are still in school and that mum's going to take away your PlayStation and them things there, hit the like button. For some of you that are baking, you know, the wife ain't going to give you a little something, because if you ain't hit the like button on DG's thing, you don't think your wife is watching and she wants you to do it, man, you know. So do what you need to do. You know, Galley as well, you know, I'm telling you, hit the like button, you will get a Michael Kors bag or Chanel bag or whatever these rappers are talking about. Just make sure you're hitting that like button. Do what you can for that good karma. You're different, DG, the work rate. I appreciate that, man, because obviously I only know how to work hard. All I see in my reality is people working hard. It's about working smart, innit? Because if working hard was really what made the difference, then, you know, hella single mothers would be millionaires and all of these things. But, you know, hard work is the minimum. Turning up, being consistent, believing in yourself. These are things that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get up and get it, really and truly, man. Sandra, I hope you're blessed. It is what it is, bro. No carnival next year, you know. I mean, this year I'm gutted, bro. 2 years in a row. Madman, madness, you know. No carnival. It's absolutely gutting, man. Like, no smelling of jerk chicken. And that, listen, I don't mess with the jerk pork, but you know, it smells good, didn't it? And obviously the rum punch, the soca, the galleon die. Let me stop. It's a myth, man. It's a myth. The costumes and that, the flags and that, you know, the Mary Jane and that. Like, it's a myth, man. It's a myth, man. It's upsetting, bro. It's upsetting, bro. I thought Carnival was on this year, bro. I thought, you know what, last year you man did, we can again. Absolutely. A man said, big up DG, aka True Motivator. I don't know for being a motivator, my guy, but I appreciate that. Morning, DG. Hope you're well. Let's get that W tonight. You know, big up Tierney, big up the Scotsman. But they're myth. They're gone. They're gone. They're out of here. They're out of here, man. No silver spoon at all, man. Because they're not name brand. Thoughts on Daka to Leicester? Well, I don't know. Does that mean they're leaving Eduard or they're going to take both? Because surely you can't. They can all play different roles, but surely you can't have Eduard, Daka, Vardy, and Kelechi Iheanacho. Surely you can't do that all. Surely you can't do that all. But it's a good signing, man. Only time will tell if he's levels like that, because I do like him. But you know, you're waiting for that, what I call that one like wow moment. Like you're gonna go from being a good player to you're a madman now. I haven't seen that yet, but you know, Leicester, it must be nice. I didn't see them linked with Patson Daka before. You just saw it at, 1 hour last night, yesterday, and then a couple hours later, it seems like it's done. It must be nice to do your business early and things like that. It must be, man. It is what it is, man. What right back would you love to see DG, man? Would you sign Ramos? I would sign Ramos. He's an exception to the rule of being old and that. Like, but for me, it's the experience. Now, the thing with Ramos, he's gonna join us with no system. He's gonna join a club with not the best culture. He's gonna get exposed, and be, we're just gonna sign him and say, work your magic, do something in it. You're Sergio Ramos. For me, that would the same thing as if we signed Thiago Silva. So I would like him, but it's a myth, man. They're the man you should be trying to sign, not Willian. Big up David Luiz, because I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him, but David Luiz shouldn't have been brought to this club, much less kept on the next season. Shout out to him, he's doing well, and he ingrained himself to the point where I wouldn't say I'm upset David Luiz is going or concerned, but based on last season, if we was picking our strongest team, or if everybody's lives are on the line and they're picking their strongest defense, I'm pretty sure it's David Luiz and someone. Really, not, we can say Marie and Gabriel, but we haven't seen that before. Hopefully, I'm sure Arteta's watching the Euros. I'm sure he watches his country, Spain. I'm sure he wants them to win, I'm sure he saw Laporte and Paul Torres, two left-footers playing together. We'll have to see. Really, we'll have to see. I really appreciate you lot coming in, man. You lot. I thought the stream was going to be dead. How wrong was I, man? Bro, Alexis was on smart. You see what it was? Alexis is one of them ones, yeah. Obviously, I wanted him. I used to sign him on FIFA when he's at Udinese. I loved Alexis in it. We all saw what he did at Barca. We all knew it was a great signing for Arsenal. But he's one of them. Like, a man is good. But when you're watching him live, he's different with it. Like he really, I think Arsenal fans really sleep on. Not that they can. The goals and everything is one thing, but the man's work rate is what he'd be known for. English fans always gonna fall in love with it. But he was a very good passer, the movement. Him, Mesut Ozil, and Santi Cazorla, when them three used to link up on the football field, it was a thing of beauty. And for me, it was like them three just said, you know what, it's a us three thing. Wilshere, you can get involved. Lidge, at times, it's like they don't want to pass to Ramsey. Funny enough, I do think Alexis liked to play with Welbeck, Maybe it's because he used to shag Welbeck. He used to pass, them greedy players there, they'll pass it to you in a certain way that you have to pass it back. Alexis was one of them, man. So yeah, man, big up Kevin, locked in from Antigua, great content, smash the like, people. Shout all the Caribbean ones, shout all the Antiguans ones out there. I appreciate your support. I don't know where Jason is, my guy. He turned back though, man. He should never have sent for the guy, man. Should we sell Lacazette? Well, there's every reason to keep Lacazette. There's every reason to not to sell him. Realistically, beyond next season, you'd imagine that Balogun, maybe, we don't know what's going to happen with Balogun. Let me make that a timestamp as well, because we ain't got many out there really. Sell Lacazette / Balogun for. Sorry, broski. I'm back in a sec. Now, as I was saying, well, you give him a 1-year deal, what? He'll be 32, 33. You can still keep going, but it probably needs to be moved on. My thing with Lacazette is, it's only really the form that's tipped it. He's had two seasons in one. There was part of this season where he was a shadow of his former self. Credit to him, he's doing the business. Realistically, I don't mind keeping him for 1 year, keeping him for, a new year, but at the same time, probably need to sell him. Next one says, play Balogun. You've got Aubameyang. You've got to use Aubameyang. You've given him a new deal. start the Martinelli project playing through the middle. You're only playing 40 games next season on paper. You know, hopefully Balogun gets to a level where we can say, all right, cool, you're part of the squad now. But who knows? Balogun might show that he's good, but he's not quite ready. He might have to go out on loan. He might show that he's not quite up to task and be sold on or not be at this level. He might bang it off and we say, you know what, Lacazette, keep it moving. But, you know, I think, you know, it's pretty... I just think the Lacazettes, the Chambers, the El Nenes, there's every reason to keep them all. There's every reason. For El Nene, there's legit reasons. But I just feel a ruthless club makes big decisions, makes quote-unquote controversial decisions. And I think, you know, it's too easy to keep players at this football club. I think it's too easy. It's like half. We already know players are half gone and then they're half staying. We need to make decisions, and I feel it would be very brave to sell Lacazette, to sell Lacazette. It forces you to do something else. I think Lacazette in the squad can give you something, but is Lacazette someone I'm relying on goals? You know, I think Lacazette isn't a good goal scorer like that. He hasn't got 20 league goals, whatever you lot say. You lot have been fighting me for years with this, and I'm sorry, but I was right. He's a great player, doesn't score enough goals. That's it. You know, this is his best goal scoring season by some fans, even though statistically it's not. He's still in the league. He's a couple in front of Aubameyang who missed. So there's something that needs to be done there. People say you probably moved that on. A big club probably says you've played Chambers into form. Realistically, if you're signing a centre half, where is the game time? Realistically, if you're signing a right back, you should have someone that is an out and out right back. El Nene, you should be moved on. It's like we have to go beyond being a play crash and look like a football club. We need to make ruthless decisions, you know. And I'm tired of hearing everybody, with at least two of those names. Everyone's a role model for the young players, good with the young players, good around the squad. I'm sorry, but that should be a case for everyone. I know these lot are not invincibles, but you obviously Thierry Henry, but Thierry Henry, Lomberg, you know, Perez, Lauren, Sol Campbell, it shouldn't matter who it was. They should all be models for young players. Now, that's not a reason to keep someone. So it is what it is, you know. I don't, you know, we need to cut afresh. That being said, you can't put a price on experience. And I actually feel I'd keep Chambers because I don't know if we're getting a backup right back, you know, and he's taking his chances. El Nene, I don't know what's happening with our midfield, you know. 1 minute people are staying and going. He might be a body. We only spent 5 million on him. Let him run down this deal. Lacazette, I don't think you can put a price on experience. I love the guy. I think he, you know, if you've got a striker that scores goals, and that's your goal, man, Lacazette can do bits in the squad. And I think half the people that are saying keep Lacazette, they were all saying to sell him. In fact, Arsenal fans, for me, don't understand that football's a squad game. That being said, game time is limited. And, you know, Lacazette, has he justified getting a new deal? Should we give him a new deal? You know, the things we praise him for, work rate, pressing, link-up play, shouldn't a top striker have this? Shouldn't a striker that's playing for Arsenal have that? We've been having that. Shouldn't a striker for any team that's aspiring to have be in the top 6 have that? Surely. So I'm open to keeping him, but probably, you know, decisions need to be made because I can't see how Aubameyang is going to get game time. Balogun is going to get game time to really show his significance. Martinelli, obviously, a couple man can play other places, but you get the point. You've then got Lacazette, you know. I don't see how all four are going to get game time. Of course, Aubameyang and Martinelli, they can be used on the flanks. Injuries could happen, many things, but I don't see it. There's 40 games. The season after next, if by God's grace we're back in Europe in some capacity, then I'm like, all right, cool, there's enough games and whatnot. There still is a lot of games. Please don't misunderstand me. But you get the point. So time will tell. Probably needs to be sold, man. You know, we haven't got what we thought we was getting with Lacazette. If we did, we probably would not have signed Aubameyang for 6 months later. You know, that being said, Lacazette's been a good player, but he's not been the Lacazette we thought we was getting. I'm praising a man for being a good plan B, for pressing, for link-up play. All of this should have been a given. And I do it like I've done it with Lacazette. When there's a player we like and we're not willing to admit stuff, we cut man certain luxuries. He works hard. Bro, everybody in the club should work hard. And don't get it twisted. I do think many people underestimate what Lacazette can bring to the table. That's why I don't mind having him in the squad. I just feel at a time where we may need to make ruthless decisions, you know. Does Lacazette want to stay? Do we want him to stay? I think yes and no. Let's make a decision. You know, too many players. It's like there's 5 reasons to stay, 5 reasons to go. Make decisions, make them, and just live with them because they might be the wrong decisions. But we just need to make decisions and live with them. Just show a proactive approach. You're going to get things right. You're going to get things wrong. That's the way of the Lord, of the world. You know, there's just some clubs are able to, when things don't work out, rub it out quickly. Certain people persist with things. So we'll have to see, man. And don't take that as Lacazette hate. It's just a lot of the time. I just think when people like a footballer, they don't like to admit things. Me, myself as well. You say anything negative about Saka, I'm not hearing it. You say anything negative about Thierry Henry, I'm not hearing it. But that's the way of the world, man. Is what it is. Make sure you're running up the like button. Good question, my guy. Big up yourself, Hassan, man. Good afternoon, Rudy. I hope you're good. I'd sell Lacazette and go for a striker at Lyon who played for Celtic. I hear you, but I don't know for Dembele, man. I don't know for him, man. I don't know. When I see we're 8th in the table, Bear Man can go. To be honest, I don't business anymore. I respect it, man. The way of looking at it like that. Sell Bellerin, Holding, Chambers, El Nene, William, Xhaka, and Ketty. We need to probably think about keeping a couple, sadly, for homegrown, but maybe, man. If we were guaranteed Champions League this season after, I would keep Laka, maybe, but by then you'd imagine. What I want to see is this time next year, I want to know Martinelli has made significant progress through that middle. Obviously, I still want him to be able to do his thing on the left, but I want to sit here and say you're a genuine option through the middle, which I think you are now, but we haven't seen 10 games from him. He needs to go through that hard moment. Balogun, come this time, I need to know, is he levels? Because then if that is the case, bro, we're probably saying, you know what, Laka, you can go. And for regardless, as I said, when Aubameyang signed the new deal, the minute Aubameyang signed the new deal, the scouting should have worked for a new striker. We should have looked, you don't need to sign my one straight away, but you could, you'd have about 2-3 years to assess, are they levels? You have to see, man. Good afternoon, bro. Grind, don't stop. Proper respect you for that. Still keep doing your thinking. Big up yourself. Kel, I appreciate that. Is the Maddison rumours true? Allegedly, but they're as true as we can understand as football fans, really and truly, man. That's a bit harsh. Lacazette did used to get him for France, but he's just, Benzema's got more than him. Giroud's better for the system than him. It is what it is, man. Do you think our left wing is strong enough going into the next season? One place I'm cool with is our wide options, really. If we can bring in better, I'm all for it. But that's it, man. The FA Cup win did delay it because clearly Arteta, bro, he must have went in there and said, yo, give me a year, innit? Xhaka, give me a year. You, man, give me a year. Leno, give me a year. Bellerin, give me a year. Because realistically, these men were all linked with moves away before then, So he's probably said, just give me a year. Give me your full, your full support and that, whether we saw that or not. But he's probably said that. And then he said this in May, you can keep it moving. I genuinely think that's been the case with Xhaka, in which that's cool. Xhaka, love-hate relationship. That's cool. Leno, you could understand it. Bellerin, they're all at ages where, Leno's always, in hindsight, Leno was always going to keep it moving because he's indirectly questioned the mentality of his teammates. He should be questioning himself. Like I said, Xhaka was always going to keep it moving. Bellerin, they're all kind of at periods or been at the club long enough to want to try new experiences away from them just not being serious, if that makes sense, man. Sell Lacazette and get Calvert. No shade at all. It's just age and longevity thing. I'm not too sure for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I rate him, but he's very service reliant. We've had a previously top class striker that's service reliant. We don't rely on service. You look at a lot of Calvert-Lewin's goals, they're coming from the air or inside the 6-yard box. Lo and behold, we're probably going to tell him to drop deep and try play make, and we're not going to pull it on his head. We're only going to cross when Williams through the middle. And plus, I can't lie, ain't no one trying to see that, man. I ain't trying to see that, man. Big up Hassan. DJ, I remember you doing videos when the window near you whistled. You've come far. Good work. Hey, whistles, blue coats, nitties, pigeons. Madness, man. Madness. Man said I'm out here with the gospel. I allow it, but I wish. Of course I take Ramos. But again, one man, no matter what, Cristiano Ronaldo could come here, ain't going to change the mentality. One man can't come and be a leader. Everyone's got to be on this leader thing. That's what I was saying in the live stream yesterday, is that it might as well be a leader of new school or the leaders of the new school. Like I said, if you was to describe Arteta in an ideal world, young, ambitious and hungry, that's what the team should reflect. When I look at Balogun, you want to, whether not that they don't care about Arsenal falling from grace and things like that, but you get it? Like, he wants to show I'm Balogun. Balogun loves the star boy stuff. Well, how much in the build up to sign that new deal? How much Twitter antics did we see? Smith Rowe's finally got an opportunity. Gabriel just come to the country. There's leaders of the new school. Let's start a new age. Like, this club cannot progress with the numerous players that have kept failing. Some of them are not bad players. I don't think they're bad people. It's just collectively you lot are mediocre. You lot don't push yourselves, or if you do, you're not pushing it to the level we have. It's not good enough. I'm tired of, it feels like people want people to stay at this football club for everything other than being a good footballer. He does a lot for charity. He does this. He's got, bro, I love all of that. I love all of that. All of that makes sense. But at the same time, but man just have to be good footballers. You know, he goes church, you know, he helps old ladies across the street, he does shopping, he rehouses the homeless. All of this is, I applaud, man. I rate that. But it just feels like at Arsenal, all of that is thrown into it way before being a good footballer. And the fans do that ish as well. Both fans were upset. Jenkinson left. Certain fans were comparing Xhaka to Vieira. It's this sort of like football fans don't really know what they want or don't know how to want it really and truly. As much as I criticize the club, I do think some fans are unpleasable because they don't know what the hell they want. That's just what I believe, honestly, people. But we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. 3:34. Please make sure you're hitting that like button and make sure you're here for obviously the live streams later, man. What else have we got here? Hella comments. I'm appreciating it, bro. Too much emotional business, bro. I love emotion. I love sentiment. I'm with that. I want wheelchair backs. I'm a hypocrite. I'm the very thing I'm talking about. But same way, bro. All of that sentiment stuff needs to come into it after. It's like, what reason is there to keep El Nene? I like El Nene. He's played well. To be fair, from a sporting perspective, he's played well. But has he earned a new contract? Are you better with him? The only way I can justify on Nene getting a contract is because there's so much speculation. If Joe says I'm busting out, Maitland says I'm busting out, you know, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of income. Is he might get to stay. Bro, Lacazette, bro, I've done interviews with the young players. What do you hear them say? Lacazette is lovely for us. You know, Lacazette's lovely around. Lacazette is a real one. He's got all the time for all them young players. He takes people under their wing. He's a very good person. You know, they're not capping about that. It is true. But the simple thing is, beyond all of that, bro, you're doing a business on the pitch. And we've got down a long road. We've gone down a long road with Lacazette. What's your take on Griezmann? Reckon he improves us? Sandro, do you rate Griezmann or do you not? Because what's all of that? Of course he improves us, man. The hell? What's up, DG? Would you rather push hard for top 4 next season and buy senior players this season but older, or let the likes of Balogun and Martinelli fight for the first 9 spot and more of a rebuild? Bro, both. Really and truly. You know, these experienced players that we buy can't help us get top 4 because they let it down. You know, the inexperienced Saka and Smith Rowe did more for us in getting top 4 than Mr. Willian, who spoke about wanting to come here and win it. Mr. Willian, who spoke about wanting to go play in the World Cup and that. So the experienced players are only as good as you buy. If you buy duds, then I don't want to roll with the duds. But I would like to see foundations built. I would like to see long-term what the squad is around because, you know, you've got Saliba, you've got Gabriel, you might bring in Ben White. By God's grace, Maddison comes. Tierney's 25. You know, you've got a quote-unquote young to mid-range 20 squad. You know, so I want to see by the time the bulk of them are 26 or something, they should be doing something for Arsenal. We should benefit from that, whether that's finally returning to the top 4 or beyond. Like, it's an absolute madness, man. It's an absolute madness. To be fair, Bearman shine without Messi, really and truly. Big up DG, love the content. I appreciate that, man. Who do you reckon is definitely leaving? It's difficult because, like I just said, bro, with one man, you know, there's literally 1 foot in, 1 foot out. There's 5 reasons for one to leave and then not. Bellerin. I'd say Bellerin. Obviously, I'm cheating a bit, but Xhaka. Apart from that, I don't know. I don't know if Willian is definitely going to leave. I don't know if Leno is definitely going to leave because it's not like I don't get the vibe that the club is going to them and saying, listen, Willian, you weren't good enough. No hard feelings, brother, but you got to keep it moving. Or Leno, every day you keep talking about leaving. Are you staying or going? You got a week to decide or we're making it for you. It seems that we're going there saying, oh, what do you think about now? You don't want to leave now, do you? Well, come on, stay, man. Like, we're not made. This is what I mean in a previous stream where I said it's like, it comes across like these players are deciding to leave. We're not making no decisions. And obviously, I don't care how Willian, Leno, Bellerin, Xhaka go, just as long as anyone that don't want to be here does go. But I think there's a very big difference in that. And I think that kind of shows the problem, man. We've got bare nice. Do you know what? I don't even think these guys are nice. I just don't think they can turn it on, man. I remember the green screen days with nothing on. I was hella lazy them days. In fact, I didn't even know how to do it, man. Aye, man, when we get a right back, I would love it, man. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's time to look for a replacement for Tierney, but it's time to look for a left back that can do Tierney's job, can challenge Tierney, and can put our minds to rest when Tierney's not involved. Van Aanholt as a backup, like Bertrand, I wouldn't mind it, but it's not good. And to be honest with you, I don't really think he's impressing me in that Dutch side. Really, I wouldn't even basically, if anyone, it's Denzel Dumfries, and obviously that's a myth for us. Even him, he's suspect defensively, but he's probably fullback of the tournament. I'd say if I had to make best 11 for the Euros right now, I can't name a full 11, but Locatelli, Dumfries, maybe low key Wijnaldum. I say Yarmolenko. Them man are probably gonna be fighting for spots within that team, man. Can't be sentimental. Bro, we can't be. It's like with Joe Willock. We can't be sentimental. He might be levels, but there's a degree that he might not do what he's done at Newcastle next season. There's a degree he might. My point is, I love Joe. I want him to stay, but we can't do this. We can't keep Joe just because he's Halen. Ironically, we need homegrown players. We need to make the right decision. If you're going to sell Joe, let it be because that is a means to an end. It's a difficult one. You don't want to do it, but selling Joe for 30 odd million means that 30 odd million is slapped towards this right back target or Ben White or Madison or what I'd hope Camavinga or any of the million players we've been linked with. Our loan linked at Arsenal FC team is better than our first team. It's a Mazzolini. Absolute Mazza. Make sure you're hitting the like button, people, and make sure you're there for the next watch alongs. Again, shameless with it, but let me drop some links for you guys in there. Love the comments coming, people. Shame I'm gonna have to dead on an hour. I'm gonna have to take this off, people, because obviously we're working to a very tight schedule today, man. Thoughts on Reece Nelson? Love the guy, man, but he needs to go and play some football, man. He needs to. You only played 70 odd minutes of Premier League football. You're not gonna develop. Right, here's more of an unpopular opinion, well, more of a question. So do you think our players are not good enough, or do you think it has to do more of the decision making? Both. I think football fans, not saying you, Danny, but one thing I have a problem with football fans, especially Arsenal fans, they can't consider that many variables can be at play. And you can have, what I mean by that is you could say, it's either Arteta's fault or the players, or it's Kroenke. Very few fans are sitting there and saying, well, I believe fundamentally it's this guy's fault or that guy's fault, but these are the variables. Football's very emotional. It brings it out. When I look at why we're eighth, many of the same reasons, because of Kroenke, because of the mediocre mentality around us, because our players ain't good enough, and all of those things. And obviously all of that. But on the other hand, as much as that is true, and as much as I feel Arteta is crippled by people above him and the mediocre practices and the long-lasting poor practices and poor ways of conduct and doing things at this club, I don't think we're eighth because of all of that. I think on the sporting front, variables he can control. If's a $1 million thing. If ifs and buts, I'm sure we'd all have better lives. If we was more consistent, we'd be in the top four. I don't think Arsenal's sitting here out of the top four because necessarily the people that finished, not even just top four, people above us are better. We're just not getting the best out of the tools. Now, some of these tools are not good enough, but it's not. We're ninth for attack in the league. Whatever, yeah, we're third for defense and whatnot, but come on now, we're ninth. So that kind of tells you, bro, we're not getting the best out of our tools, regardless of what you have to say about Aubameyang, Lacazette, Willian. Should they be ninth? We haven't shown consistency. When did we put 10 games consistency in 10 games? Our home form was poor. Yeah, there's been some positives, but it's a case of 5 positives, 10 negatives, 10 negatives, 5 positives. These are the sort of things. We're out of top four because these players' mentality's effed up. Arteta is obviously doing way too much with his tactics. It's a myth, bro. I said it in the podcast earlier. Make sure you check out the DG podcast. Spinazzola would be the left back of the tournament if I was making my best 11. I think Arteta tries to do too much, and ultimately, right now, it's doing little, man. To be fair to you, I'd rather Martinelli go to the Olympics than Gabriel, because certain people keep crying about pre-seasons. I think not that Martinelli's not fundamental, but if we talk about defense being fundamental to the cause and whatnot, and we need pre-season, then I'm looking at it. I don't know who the goalie is. You ain't going to have your first choice centre-half. What the hell's going on with Saliba? This new mystery centre-half isn't there. So what's going on? Are we starting the season with Chambers and Holding as the centre-half pairing? Tierney, I don't know how long Scotland are going to be in this competition, but he's going to have a reduced pre-season. So you could go into it with who the hell is left back? Who the hell is right back? Is it Marie Holding, Chambers right back? Who the hell is left back? Might even have to just play Kolasinac for one game. It's very concerning for me, really and truly. But we'll have to see, man. Saliba's at the Olympics. To my knowledge, he ain't been called up for France. But if someone helps me, it is what it is, bro. I don't think this team's a top 4 team. But at the same time, do I think over a 38-game period we're out of it because these other teams are massively better than us? No. Do I think they have better players? No. But games are won. We haven't put consistency together. We haven't showed game management. We haven't done several things. So we can sit here and say this player isn't good enough, that player isn't good enough, and you lot can have that opinion. But that's not the sole reason. If we had more togetherness and things, we should be able to get it. But like we know, Arsenal like isolated incidences. That's why we're half decent in the cup. That's why when we play occasional top 6 games, we win. But the thick of it has actually been not that we've been amazing against the top 6. It's how you play against Villa. It's how you play against Leeds away. It's how you play against Palace at home and away. Palace away, you just about grabbed it. Palace at home, you were looking at, ironically, the man that I've titled in this vid, Kieran Tierney. So, JJ, while I agree and I respect you, I think anyone that plays football, I don't think they can sit here and say Arsenal just didn't get top 4 for the sole reason that the players are quote-unquote not good enough. I don't believe that. And also, 38 games, 37 different lineups. Boy. Was watching, then thought would take it back to the top to see how much I miss. Glad I did. Saw that bang of a goal. Big up, Dan. Ball so hard, Arsene Wenger needs to scout me, man. Come on. Big up, DG. Unpopular opinion. I think Kieran Tierney is slightly overrated. Good going forward, but suspect 1v1. 2 injury prone, but I do like him. I think he's all right 1v1. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's one of the best in the Prem. I think he's one of the best players. I do hear what you're saying, that fans excited, but I can't lie. I've seen you take it over the top for Joe Willock, so I don't know if you're the best person to talk about overrated. I'm bantering. It's all love, man. Come on, JJ, man. It's all opinions, man. Like I said, I agree with your opinion on one hand, but I just feel I don't just believe that. It feels like a cop-out because for me, I sound like a broken record. I haven't been convinced since West Ham, the second game, when Nketiah wrapped it up for us. And people said I was being a hater, I was being this, I was being that. Well, it is what it is, man. And this is it, Danny, man. Honestly, I believe everyone involved is at fault. That's it, Danny. But many people can't do that because football brings emotion. They can't, and many people have made their bed, so they lie in it. Many people, and you're allowed to say Arteta isn't levels, this and that, as long as you're open to changing your opinion or can give credit where due. But to some people, it's all the players. Arteta can do no wrong, but when we win, it's only Arteta that's won it. To some people, the players, it's never the players, it's all the players, it's all Arteta, it's all Edu, it's all this, when it's all, it's all poorly, Brendan Rodgers couldn't do his job if all of Leicester didn't sing from the same hymn sheet. It's a madness, man. And like I said, I'm prepared to shut up until September and see who we've brought in, but boy, I can't see much changing. I want things to change, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, I swear, and expecting different results, people. So only time will tell if we'll actually see anything in that regards, people. Really and truly. But yeah, man. Let's just see some other, not that they're mad paper headlines, but they're up here. I might as well. Apparently, Sheffield United set for transfer battle with with Premier League giants. Sheffield United have told Arsenal they will reject the 20 million bid the Londoners are reportedly planning for their goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, as talks about Sander Berge's proposed move to the Emirates Stadium continue behind the scenes. Getting bare players, isn't it? As the Star reported earlier this month, senior figures in South Yorkshire and North London have yet to make official contact about Burge's future, with agents granted authority to act on their behalf so far handling the situation. With all due respect, I don't care about Sander Berge, people. Well, let's get into Ramsdale. Apparently with Arsenal also now said to be showing interest in Ramsdale, who has been summoned into England's European Championship squad ahead of tonight's game against Scotland at Wembley. The two clubs are set to find themselves at loggerheads again, with Mikel Arteta's side said to be preparing to offer 20 million in exchange for the goalkeeper. Confident that Ramsdale will not agitate for a move, he provided reassurances after they were relegated from the Premier League that he's ready to stay at Bramall Lane. Promises are a comfort to a fool. Nothing's legal blinding. If something gets put in Ramsdale's head, why not? Ramsdale again. I do think he can get called up for the World Cup next year. Being in the Championship, he's a goalie. It's a bit different. But if I look at it, you was on the standby. You didn't make it. You're only there because you got injured, because there's an injury. So you're probably the 4th best goalkeeper in England right now, based on that logic. And obviously if you want to go World Cup and whatnot, not, you know, it's not England don't typically take people from the Championship. Last time I remember is David Nugent and things. Jude Bellingham should have been called up when he's at Birmingham, really. But yeah, the only thing I think's the problem, and while Ramsdale should be hesitant, is are you going to be first choice at Arsenal? Which hopefully not for me. You know, if you can improve, yeah, but it really scare me, really and truly, man. So yeah, obviously Sheffield United are trying to bounce back into the Prem. So Sander Berge and Ramsdale need to stay, but I'm not convinced in Ramsdale. I'll give him, you know, I'm prepared to be proven wrong. You know, I'm not the best when it comes to goalies. You know, I'm prepared to see a man developing things. I just think I don't have faith in him. Our defense, I can't see a real system to protect him. I don't think he's that good with ball playing with his feet. The goalkeeping coaches is something that's been speculated with Arsenal, and you know, you can bring a real player in, but it's about coaching and developing them. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. So it is what it is, people. So I think it's a case of if you're going to be first choice keeper for Arsenal, we'll do it. But if Arsenal are saying, yeah, you can come, but you're seeing that Onana's been linked, Leno's still technically contracted, it's a myth. I wouldn't mind Ramsdale on the bench and that, but for him, it don't make sense. You can't go from playing game in, game out to that, people. I swear that's back-to-back relegations for Ramsdale. Did he go down with Bournemouth and went down with Sheffield? Boy, is where it is, man. You know, he was named Player of the Year following a superb end of the campaign, bro. So yeah, that's that with Ramsdale, people, if that's what you want to read. Apparently, we go back over the same things. Arsenal working hard on Ben White, Lokonga, Martin Odegaard, Ruben Neves, Ramsdale latest. Let's go and see the BS recycled stuff they've got for us now, people. Oh, why is this not going now? Arsenal working hard on deals for Brighton defender Ben White and Anderlecht midfielder Albert Sambi Lokonga after having opening bids for the pair locked out. We've bidded 40 million for White and 13 for Lokonga, who you've seen apparently Bayern Munich are in for now, which again is apparently some people saying it's true, some people saying it's not, people. Scrolling down, apparently, we already know. To be fair, man, you should have known where Leno is, man. I don't want to see why. I don't want to wait till after the Euros to hear where Leno is. You, man, should have given him an ultimatum before we went off to that. And then we say, cool, now we know when you come back, you're either going to be part of this or you're going to be sold. What the hell are we doing? You know, if you're open to a new challenge, F off and go and do that, man. So that's that with Leno. It's saying the same things with Odegaard in that we haven't given up. And Carlo Ancelotti's appointment, you know, either could be a good thing or a bad thing. We've not ruled out bringing Matt Ryan. For Matt Ryan, I'm sure he wants to come back, but he's linked with Celtic, prestigious club, first choice keeper versus not necessarily being that at Arsenal. I don't know. We all know, we spoke about it yesterday. Mavropanos is in talks to join Stuttgart. You know, it looks like Maitland-Niles and Eddie Nketiah are both allowed to leave for the right price. I'd rather let Eddie go than Maitland, but they can both leave. You know, Kolasinac has offers from Italy, allegedly. Guendouzi, Bayern Munich. I mean, not Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund now interested, allegedly. The quicker Xhaka goes, the better. We owe Joe Willock a conversation over his future, and every variable should be there. Apparently, talks are also to be had with Lacazette as he has 1 year left on his deal. Chambers is also expected to speak to the club as he is in the same situation as Lacazette, although the right back is understood to have an option to extend by a year. So we'll have to see, people. But again, make the right decisions. We're going to have a bloated squad, so decisions need to be made, and decisions need to be made quickly with clarity. Let's say paper. So that's that, really and truly. What's this? Same thing. So yeah, we've already gone with that. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards. You know, start closing them tabs. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It really is. What else, man? Imagine a relegated keeper to come into big Arsenal to be number one. I don't mind it because it's not just down to him, but it's just I'd rather bring in Areola. I wouldn't mind my man because he's what? He's English, he's homegrown. We need to look after the homegrown thing. That's what I'm saying, Lewis. He's their fourth choice keeper. What? Dean Henderson, obviously Pickford, rightly or wrongly, he's ahead of my man. Pope is injured. That's why Ramsdale's there, man. And how good is Ramsdale with his feet? I can't lie. Bournemouth probably played a bit more attacking football, but and again, I really just care about if my goalie can catch. So I'm not even using this to critique Ramsdale. I'm just talking about you're telling me what you want to build. You know, if you want to play Blaine out from the back and you sign a keeper that isn't confident with the ball at his feet, then where are we going to go from here? It's not going to work, is it? You know, so how good is he with his feet? Or if, and then it's a player which you tell me one thing in the sort of ethos the club want to do, and then you sign another. It don't really make sense. It's mad. Just sub to you on my Twitch account, DG. Enjoy the penny. Appreciate that, man. Not gonna lie, I kind of want Tierney to leave. He's always injured. It's jarring. Jimbo. Everyone's allowed their opinion, but that's terrible logic. Do you want James Maddison? Yes. I mean, Jimbo, do you want Kolasinac there? You know, we'll probably have to play Marie there, or we'll sign some random Donny there, Cedric there. Come on now, man. That's just finding something to not be happy about. I understand what you're saying about the injuries, but come on, man. You know, let's give him a chance, but it's a big no. Wonder what order of priority Arsenal are trying to ship players out. Boy, for me, it should be the guys that are quote-unquote key members of the team. Xhaka, Leno, Bellerin. They're the first. Kolasinac, because of his wages. They're the first. Lacazette, sort out that future. Chambers, sort out the El Nene. Them 5 to 8 names, as just said, them man there. That there needs to be that. Then obviously, you've got the Joe Willocks, the Maitland-Niles, these sort of guys, sort them out, man. It's one of them ones. Bro, you keep asking me the same question, bro. I want Maddison, my guy, man. I have to block you. Bro, he might never have been. It feels like everyone's top target, and then they're not. You know, Buendia, Odegaard, Aouar. You know, how long before James Maddison has no longer been the top target? He was just one of many. I don't know. Nah. Ramsdale's better than Ramsdale's way better than Renison. Renison is tired. He's better than Renison. But is that the bar? Is that really the bar we want? Is that the bar we want? That's terrible, man. Man keep asking, do I want Maddison? Of course I bloody want Maddison. Who can look at Maddison and say they don't want Maddison, bro? Like, it's come on now, man. The focus on homegrown makes me worry for Joseph and Ainsley. To be fair, it should make you more confident, because that means they're probably stronger to stay, man. Feel like at this point we're getting no one the way we're moving. To be fair with you, we just need to be easy, man. We just need to see. Oh, Nana plus Ryan sounds good. That's what I want, really and truly. But I understand if you're gonna bring someone in to be second choice, and for Ramsdale, bro, it doesn't make sense you being second choice. You're playing week in, week out. You know, Arsenal will not forget sitting on the bench, man. I want Isaac to score, bro. That's all I want from Isaac. I want Isaac to bust up the net. But on that note, people, it's a busy day, so I'm going to have to end this one here, people. Like I said, join me in just under an hour. I'll be doing a watch-along for Sweden versus Slovakia, and then so on and so on. So like I said, content king, content galore. So let's go from back to front. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And this, I can't lie, man, I thought we was really gonna struggle in this live, people, because again, there's only really Tierney and Ryan Bertrand. But again, you lot have saved the day, man. I'm really appreciative of that. Please make sure you've hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Deluded podcast dropped on YouTube, and it's out on Spotify and the rest of it, so take that in. You know, content never stops, man. Allow the spam. I'm the only one allowed to spam, man. Come on, man, you got to be shameless. But on that note, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm out. A man said Kane instead of the star boy for the thumbnail. DG patterned out. To be fair, he might not start. So I went with a safe bet. I went with Grealish last time. Southgate shagged me, so I went with Kane. Kane's a sure bet, surely. If something goes on with Kane now, then I don't know, my guy. I just went with a sure bet, man. But you, man, stay blessed. I'll catch you in a piece, man. It's been appreciative, and I'm always appreciative of of you lot's supportation of my content and just making the content. So stay blessed. Grab some lunch. We'll be back again.